Did you know that you can make money on Airbnb without owning property? Well, the idea is simple because managing someone else's property on Airbnb might be the opportunity you've been searching for. Now, obviously, real estate and owning rental property has been one of the best ways to build generational wealth. And this is a way to get into the Airbnb game without having to own your own property. It's low risk and doesn't require much investment from you at all. Most importantly, it pays really well and offers a great return on investment for your time. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly how to make money on Airbnb using someone else's property. But if you haven't already subscribed, we post videos every week on rental property investing and topics just like this, so definitely keep watching. Managing other people's properties on Airbnb is known as co-hosting. It's different than Airbnb arbitrage, which is when you rent the property in the traditional long-term manner and then list them on Airbnb as short-term rentals. With rental arbitrage, you're forced to cough up first and last month's rent and pay for furniture in order to get started. Unfortunately, most people don't have an extra $5,000 to $7,000 lying around in order to do that. On the other hand, as an Airbnb host, you're able to start managing properties without any upfront investment, achieve immediate profitability, and avoid the stress of a monthly rent payment. Not only that, but in many cases, you can also earn just as much profit from co-hosting as you can from rental arbitrage, but without all of the risk. What is Airbnb co-hosting? Co-hosting is a way to deal with a lot of burdens traditional Airbnb hosts are going through. There are a lot of people out there who have extra space and the ability to host guests, but they don't have the time to set up a listing and keep it active. That's where you come in as a co-host. Co-hosting simply means that you manage some or all of the day-to-day operations of being a host for someone else who has a property but lacks the time and/or know-how to do it themselves. As a co-host, you get a lot of flexibility. You can choose the services you're able to help with. For instance, co-hosts are able to assist with handling reservations, optimize pricing, messaging and communication with guests, checking in guests when they arrive, updating the listing calendar, organizing, cleaning, and other services. Why would someone pay you to co-host their Airbnb? I want to explain exactly how you can make money on Airbnb by signing up as a co-host with an established Airbnb owner. The truth is, most property owners don't know how to truly optimize their space on Airbnb. As a result, if they decide to host the property themselves, they'll likely be leaving money on the table, and it can be quite time-consuming. This is where you come in. Think of it like a business partner where you're able to do all the managing while the actual owner just holds the title on the property. By working with a professional who has the right training, property owners can often make even more money and save a whole bunch of their valuable time. For that reason, it ends up being quite the no-brainer. Just make sure you do a lot of research before you pitch your skills to a potential landlord by watching this video. You're off to a great start. How do you co-host an Airbnb? Becoming a co-host is something that anyone can do. However, as with most things, if you want to do it successfully, you'll need to learn the right skills. It's always best to learn from someone who's done it before. So if you know someone who's a successful co-host, then picking their brain for a few hours can be extremely helpful. If you don't know anyone personally who's a successful co-host, then we recommend checking out a program called B&B Mastery Program. B&B Mastery Program is a training program created by James Sevtek that teaches people how to earn a full-time income managing other people's properties on Airbnb. The great thing is that James has already built a successful co-hosting business, so everything he teaches has developed through real-world experience. Also keep in mind that co-hosts don't necessarily need to be in the same city as the properties they manage. It can help. And in some cases, hosts are looking for assistance from locals, but if you find someone who just needs their property managed on the Airbnb platform, there's no need to be geographically close. How do you get properties to manage as a co-host? Getting properties to manage as a co-host can be difficult if you don't have the right blueprint. To start with, focus on a specific niche of property owners that you want to work with. Basically, your goal should be to provide a lot of value to a small group of people, rather than try to add a little bit of value to a lot of people. By doing this, you'll become highly sought after by property owners in your chosen niche, and attracting clients will become much easier. If you aren't chosen as a co-host every time you offer, don't be discouraged. Keep trying and work on making yourself a more attractive choice. What's required to manage properties on Airbnb? Without a doubt, many Airbnb hosts simply hope to dump some money and just enjoy the revenues these properties generate over time. In a lot of cases, investing in rental properties is really that easy. but these property owners must ensure their properties are effectively managed over time. An Airbnb co-host is similar to working for a hotel or bed and breakfast because you'll be responsible for answering guest messages, greeting them when they arrive at the property, and ensuring that it's clean before their arrival. In the most basic Airbnb model, the property owner will do these crucial tasks themselves, but sometimes the owner, especially those who own multiple properties, will want someone else to take care of these things, which is where property managers can thrive. How can you get noticed as a co-host and find people in need of co-hosting? It helps to look for property owners where they already hang out. Rather than forcing your ideal clients to come to you, get creative and find a way to go directly to them. This can be done using tons of different methods, from Facebook to meetup groups to email marketing as well. Regardless of how much experience you have, the first step is simply to find property owners who are in your niche. Once you've found those property owners, the next step is to simply reach out and set up an initial meeting. During the initial meeting, you'll want to get to know the property and its owners and ensure that you can actually help them solve some of their problems or get better results. Once you've established that there's room for improvement and that you can actually help the property owner, making the offer is relatively simple. From there, all that's left is to get your hands on a co-hosting agreement so that you can cross your T's, dot your I's, and get started managing your first property. Let me know in the comments if you've already started managing someone else's property or are looking to become a co-host in the near future. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I have an entire playlist here with even more tips you need to learn on investing in Airbnb. So I'll see you in the next one.